Hello everyone, and welcome back to another Red Dead Redemption 2 100% walkthrough video. It's been quite some time, if I could say so myself. Quite a lot of time. And for anyone following what's been going on with me, specifically with this walkthrough, is that we've been having a lot of technical difficulties as of late. In fact, I'm still very wary on if this recording session I'm doing right now for this video will be successful. You might have noticed in the last video, which was a lot longer one, about an hour and a half. I usually do an hour. There might have been a couple glitches here and there. I was actually getting a lot of audio sync issues. I was getting a lot of video issues with my recording, and I did everything to try to fix it. I thought it was my software. I thought it was something within my capture card that I had to get updated, and I just had to do a lot of back and forth with customer service and stuff like that to try to get stuff fixed. And eventually, I just broke down and bought a new capture card, and that's what I'm using now. So hopefully, if you see anything different with the quality of the video, hopefully it's still pretty much the same good quality I've been trying to give you guys every day that I release a video, and it's not too much different. But if you notice something, that is it for sure. And as much as I would have loved to solve this sooner, I tried really hard not having to bite the bullet to buy a new capture card, because they can be kind of expensive, and this isn't my job, you know. This is a hobby for me, and I appreciate all the love and support you guys give out for this hobby of mine, you know. So I basically took the time to take an extra long break while trying to get this fixed constantly, and I'll even show this off. I recorded like 3 hours, 2 separate times. This is the save I just loaded, and here are all the times I was attempting at fixing this. So yeah, it's been literally a month. But luckily I had some videos for you guys for Fallout New Vegas, which was the whole reason to do a playthrough of that game, no commentary, so I could have something to fall back on. So it did its job, you know. So I'll say that it did its job. But considering that now that series is pretty much done at the point that this video will be released, I'll be focusing solely on this. And maybe if I get closer to the end, I'll start doing some no commentary stuff, or maybe I'll do it until I get caught up in terms of weeks that you guys had to go without some Red Dead videos and some videos in general. But I'm glad to finally be back on track, and I'm sorry it took this long, but you know, when you don't get paid to do this, and it's a hobby, you have to consider it a hobby for the time being. Hopefully, me saying like I want this to be a job, but yeah, when you know this is just technically a hobby for me right now, and I have a whole other job like that. I can only do so much. I only get a couple days out of the week that I really dedicate to record and stuff like that. So it can be kind of rough to find time if the money even to fix things, and you know, customer service for my capture card tried to help me out as best as they could, but everything they sent me literally did nothing, to the point where I just had to buy a new one, which is not what I wanted to do, but it is what it is. I'm just very happy to be back to recording this game and getting back on track. And in good news, I might be doing some more content soon, so you might see some different kinds of content on the channel. All right, but enough about me. Let's actually get back into Red Dead. That's what you guys are here for. That's what I've kept you waiting for. So I just want to get back into it for the most part and get back into completing this game. We're about, what was the percentage at that we have? I'm actually going to save. I'll save over this one. What percentage does it say that we're at? We're a little bit over half done with this game, which in reality, in terms of what I do for the game, is probably just a little bit under half. Well, that's probably not true. It's probably exactly half, you know, because for the most part, we got everything done. As soon as we get the animals in the journal done, like I've said multiple times, it will be smooth frickin' sailing from this point. And we got a lot of story missions we're going to be doing back to back, because we're going to be getting some of those like carvings drawn in to, not carvings, but messages in the city. The one on the left there, into the city, which I do not know for certain if the last time I played this, if I read all this. I will read it once I get the next thing filled in on that other page. for sure. But really, we're going to be tracking down all the little markings that are like this on the left page right here for the next couple of missions. And once we do that, we'll kind of get back into the groove of doing other things. Chapter 4 is probably the meatiest in terms of stuff, just because... Well, maybe not. It's pretty balanced with how I play the game, but it might be the meatiest in terms of like stranger missions back to back, because there's a point in this chapter I dedicate solely to doing stranger missions back to back, so I don't have to do constant outfit changes with my system and stuff. And I feel like it's a good time for Arthur to step away from the camp and do all that sort of stuff. But for now, we got a couple story missions. We're going to be doing Hosea's next, and before we do that, we're going to go fill in that page. Now, if you're wondering why I'm standing right here, it's actually where I was supposed to pick up a cigarette card. I think it's supposed to be for dynamite, but I think the game is glitched out because it is not here right now. I cannot remember if I picked it up earlier in the series. If I did, leave a comment below and tell me. I'm not sure I want to go through all my videos to find it, but I'm just willing to assume the game is glitching, and I know this is 100%, but... if a glitch happens that doesn't stop me from technically getting 100%, then I still see it as 100%. Glitches can get out of our control, and that's just one of those things. You know, it is what it is. But it is right here. I won't go to say that I didn't show it off where it should have been. It should be right here in the view of some dynamite, I believe, which is why the cigarette card is here. I think that's one of my favorite elements of this game when it comes to the cigarette cards. Is that they're like the hidden collectibles, the 100 flags, that stuff. But they place them strategically where they kind of have a point to be there, save for maybe like 24 of them or so. But most of them have a reason for being where they are. But you can still get the cards in other means. I actually really appreciate that. I think that's a cool way to like, hey, I found all the cards if you're into that sort of thing like I am. And it gives you another means to do it. There's some Age Pirate Rum back here that I just picked up. Pretty good find, if I do say so myself. And I believe there is another chest with money out here. I'm sorry if I'm yapping a little bit much. You know, maybe it's a longer intro than most. But it's been a while since I've uploaded video. And if you're watching this years later, for any reason at all, then you'll be like, wow, like that was literally 5 seconds. You didn't take too long, duh. But yeah, you know, I'm just excited to be back. I'm ready to really get back into it. You know, I just really want to. This is like my magnum opus of walkthroughs I've done up to this point. For the longest time, my biggest, most accomplished walkthrough, I think, was of maybe Assassin's Creed 2 or Brotherhood. It might have been Brotherhood, mostly because I did 100% for that game, did an outfit system, and it went past like 100 parts, I think, or maybe up to 70. I can't remember. It's been a long time, but that's back when like my audio equipment wasn't as good, and I didn't know how to like separate my mic audio from the game audio, so like there might have been issues here and there. And that's actually one of the reasons I want to go back and redo the Assassin's Creed games at some point, just to do better quality for them, you know? But I think that was my most accomplished in terms of what all I did in such a massive game compared to others. And now I would say that probably is Fallout New Vegas. I did not plan for really that to be so fully drawn out, so fully done and focused on. I literally started recording it because I wanted to play New Vegas and just wanted a little, like, some videos to have extra, and I thought I wouldn't complete it all the time and always have it, and then look where it turned out. It's 120 parts, and it's my, I think, my longest playthrough of anything. Unless the Brotherhood one is more than 100 parts, then I do not know for certain for sure. But this is obviously going to extend both of those by a long mile, so I really do want to get back on track with this, and I really enjoy this game. This is one of my favorite games of all time, solely because, like, I'm a big Western fan now because of the first game, and I think the emotional payoff for this game really touched me, you know, personally, so it just definitely is worth it all. Oh, look at that. Okay. The Lemoyne Raiders are right there. That's for a random event that killed me the last time I played this. So We won't have that mistake again. Unless I already did that and showed it. See, it's been so long, I kind of forget what I've shown. I've been working on this walkthrough for, I think, over a year and a half, maybe even longer. I've lost track, but that's just because of my upload schedule with it. You know, when you do 2 videos a week, you tend to take breaks pretty easily. So maybe if I do 4 or so, it'll go by faster.
Show me some kindness.
I will, you know, I'm very happy to be back into the groove of things.
Please. Won't you lend a coin to a
Go
fellow
get
in
yourself
need?
something to eat.
Sir, I want you to have this.
Thanks, friend.
I think you could have made more money
It's
with
nice
that,
to
but
give something instead of just begging. I hate asking for money like a goddamn worm, groveling here in the dirt.
all right, let me see something really quick. I am so sorry. What is that? What is that? I think it's inventions? Amazing inventions. Dynamite. Oh, okay. And it looks like we do not have dynamite. And that's what the glitched out card is at Shady Bell. And we have not found it yet, but we can get it by, you know, buying a card or whatever. But I gotta learn the controls for the 10,000th time in this game, man. I always gotta do that. Okay, I remember where we're going. We're gonna go here for the next clue. And we're not gonna start this mission, we're doing it a little bit later. That might be a white mission, but it's like a white mission, like a stranger mission, but it's more meant to be a main mission, just optional.
Come, please, take a pamphlet. It might just change your life. I want you to ask yourself, do I consider myself pure? And then I want you to ask yourself, what is the most disgusting, revolting, vulgar, and depressing thing in all creation? Damn it! Mingling.
Well, I see you didn't get the message
Mingling.
last time. Well, I'll be keeping an eye on you, that's for sure.
Nature likes purity. Nature does not like commingling. Nature likes a family tree, not a family bush. And this being America, and us being nature's paradise on Earth, we must push for purity. I want you, I need you, to be pure.
Morning to you.
You, sir, do you want a pamphlet?
How do you do?
Okay.
Read it. It's really interesting stuff. I explain, using real science, why we whites are under attack, and what we must do to fight back.
Under attack?
Yes, under attack. People aren't the same, sir.
That's what they're saying.
I mean, white people are the same. And all the other races are trying to kill us. I don't want to die, sir.
How you doing today?
I got friends who's Mexican, friends who's Indian, known blacks, Irish, Italians, good and bad and all. I've known good white people and bad white people.
Hello.
And above all, dumb white people.
You, sir, are a real fool. How can you possibly believe in equality? I've never heard such nonsense in all my natural-born days. This man believes people are equal. Speak for yourself, sir. Speak for yourself.
I'm sorry, you just call me a fool?
A fool! A fool!
Come here!
Places don't.
Help me! Don't! I'm asking your man to man!
Almost straight up shot him on accident. And we robbed him. And no one seems to care. Good. I myself have many people that are not just my friends, but family members and people who I care about wouldn't exist based on what he wants life to be. So I will gladly put his dumb face into the dirt because I truly believe that actions will always have consequences. And if you talk shit, you're gonna get hit.
Thanks.
Anyway, let's buy this newspaper. Sorry, I that's actually one of my favorite special encounters, just solely for the fact that I think it used to be when they first came out the game, if you attacked him, the police would get you because you're causing violence, which, you know, I ain't mad about that. Like, that's just the game. But I think some people were, I think they saw that everyone would attack him or beat him up or kill him or something, so they made it to where, like, the police wouldn't attack you for that, which I respect. I'm not actually mad about that at all. I think it's kind of freaking awesome. I'll take it. But, yeah, it's just nice. You know, since I'm thinking about it, let's actually read his handbill. Eunuchs or eugenics? A choice every American citizen must make to preserve the purity of the unadulterated future. A treatise on why whiteness reflects all and is blind to the truth. Dear friend, do you covet? We are told, thou shalt not covet thy neighbor's house or his manservant or his ass. Do you know why you should not covet his ass? It is simple. The ass is a perfect example of the destruction and depravity this country is headed towards, lest we face up to the truth. Have you ever met anything as dumb as a mule? A mule that is a mongrel offspring of a male donkey or ass and a female horse? There's nothing more disturbing than looking out your window and seeing some filthy donkey try to mount your prized filly. Horses should lie with horses and donkeys with donkeys, otherwise the outcome is catastrophe, and all Americans will be dumb as a pack mule. That is the truth of science. The science of eugenics. Imagine your grandchildren so dumb they are regulated to being a draught animal, carrying massive loads on their back like servants and defecating where they stand. Natural law forbids mixing species for a reason. Nature shows us what ain't natural. If the good Lord above intended the races to mix, he would have told me so. He was very clear about the rules for selling my daughter into slavery or culinary delights. Wake up to the truth. The good Lord was the original segregationist. He told us not to talk to serpents, but instead lie with your own sister and multiply. That worked for the people of Europe, and it works today. Take care of your own house and horse and family first before worrying about some foreign people. Be a different breed, don't be a new species. Would you mate with an alligator or a chicken? Of course you wouldn't. Just as a bear is indifferent from a rooster, so it is true that all men are not created equal. Some are fat, some are slow, some smell something fierce. Can you teach a bear to ride a bicycle? Some have, but you don't want your daughter to marry that bear. Who would you want a wild animal in the house, ripping up everything in sight and gorging themselves on your wife's cooking and then sleeping through winter? You can be friendly with animals and other races when you see them in the street, but the rules are very clear about which ones you can eat or mate with. White is white, black is black, both are pure, and pure things shouldn't mix. We belong separate and alone, not commingling and carrying on. This is a message of love, not hate. The only thing that can save you is science. Eugenics. The science studies of ourselves. Love yourself more than anyone else and you will be a true patriot. Amen. Professor Norris Forsyth. Well, Norris Forsyth, you are a massive racist, and I do not regret 1 second of kicking your ass. Sorry, just readjusting, because we also got to read this newspaper, too. I wanted to read this newspaper before we started the next mission, for sure, because it actually talks about the next mission a little bit. Sorry, we're doing a lot of reading, and that's per usual. Scores dead in blood feud. Braithwaites versus Grays. Braithwaite Manor burned to the ground. Sheriff Gray killed. Most of both families believed dead. Rhodes in pieces. The feud between old plantation families, the Grays and the Braithwaites, began almost a century ago and has come to a head on the streets of Rhodes in a bloody shootout. Most of the Gray family, including Sheriff Lee Gray, perished in an ambush as the streets pooled with blood. Witnesses at the scene of the battle say bodies littered the streets. Soon after, apparently in bitter reprisal, several men stormed Braithwaite Manor, executing everyone inside. The historic plantation house was then burned to the ground. The fire could be seen for miles as locals rushed to the scene to find out what had happened. Officials do not know how many perished and will need to spend several days searching the ruins to determine the exact number. Almost all of the Braithwaite family are believed dead, although some family members remain unaccounted for and some were believed out of town. Telegraphic and telephone communication erupted into the hours afterwards as friends and loved ones reached out to find out what has transpired. Services for the dead will be held in the coming days. A cautionary tale. Railroad path brings decline. Tumbleweed residents fret at future. The once bustling town of Tumbleweed in Gaptooth Ridge, New Austin is growing quiet. The shops sit mostly empty. The blacksmith is idle. The population is dwindling as wagon after wagon of families leave. Since the railroad bypassed Tumbleweed in favor of Armadillo, trade and commerce has moved away. The last holdouts fear that there exists not much future for the dear town of Tumbleweed, and it will become another casualty of the technological advances that have blighted so much of our western expansion. With controversial Sheriff Samuel Freeman presiding over a dusty, soon-to-be-forgotten relic in the desert. Riverboat Grand Corrigan announces high-stakes gambling nights. High rollers, debutantes, and card sharks will be welcome on board the Grand Corrigan Riverboat in a series of high-stakes gambling nights, arranged to stimulate the tourist industry in town. Moored in Saint Denis, the Grand Corrigan is said to be the most opulent riverboat of its kind still in operation, and those who have spent days of travel aboard said they scarcely wanted to disembark once reaching their destination. The staff are famously attentive and impeccable. The cuisine is some of the finest ever experienced outside of France. The linens and millinery are millinery, never can speak properly, are all important from Italy. The high-stakes gambling nights became something of a legend, with some of the biggest and richest men of industry meeting to raise, bluff, and bet incredible sums, some said to exceed the cost of the team of horses, the stable they reside in, and the mansion next door. The Grand Corrigan has resumed the famed gambling evenings now that it is moored in the area for a few weeks in preparation of resuming luxury travel service. Grand Champagne reception to be held. Mayor Lemieux's, I think it's Lemieux, annual party. Music and fireworks planned. High society on display. The elite and politicians of Saint Denis are waiting for their invitations to attend the annual champagne reception and gala held by Mayor Henry Lemieux at his exquisite mansion at Flavian Street, known as the richest and most extravagant party of the year. It is considered the highest honor to receive an invitation to attend. Invitations have been sent. Ball gowns and fine suits are being made to order. Champagne has arrived by boat just 2 days ago, enough to fill a swimming pool should Mayor Lemieux choose to build one. The annual event is the highlight of the year, and many yearn to take part, as the women wear spectacular dresses and the men carry pocket watches and other fine accoutrements with a year's salary for most working folk. This year's affair promises to be the biggest celebration yet, with musicians playing, people dancing, and the evening culminating in a fireworks display that is sure to be the grandest spectacle of the year. Onlookers are expected to gather to catch a glimpse of the beautiful and splendid guest. Submarine in the works. A modern marvel will be powered by steam similar to 1860s Southern Navy model. Jack Yanner was only 10 when the war between the states ended, but he remembers the stories of how the Southern ingenuity resulted in the invention of an underwater boat or submarine named the H.T. Abernathy that played a part in the war. Under a contract with the U.S. Navy, Yanner is currently working on a submarine based off the original design, but rather than being human-powered, it moves via internal combustion engine while on the surface of the water and electric power when submerged. He hopes when it is completed in 1900, it will be the first submarine commissioned by the Navy. While the Abernathy killed 2 crews during testing and ultimately sank during battle when it was too close to its own torpedo explosion, it did ultimately sink the Northern Navy's ship. There are also plans to possibly power the new design with steam, similar to competing submarine currently in development in France. Opera singer robbed. Stagecoach stopped in Scarlet Meadows. Mrs. Chester Damson, a wealthy socialite and self-trained opera singer who mostly recently traveled to New York City to sing on Broadway, was robbed while traveling through Scarlet Meadows. The ruse began as a man purporting to be the business of throwing musicals stopped the wagon she was traveling in and asked Mrs. Damson for an impromptu audition. Happy to oblige, she sang her heart out. Little did she know the man had an accomplice hiding in the thicket. While she was singing, he snuck into the back of the wagon and stole her prized possession and a great deal of currency. Upon making a report to the local magistrate, she chastised him for not hunting down nefarious elements in the region and allowing wanton robbery and thieving. Mrs. Damson had recently returned from her performances in New York, which received very mixed reviews, which she blamed on the orchestra wandering off-key and on the viciousness of the New York press. Motorized lawnmower patented, invention powered by steam. Imagine never again having to swing a scythe to clear a field of grass. Carlisle McIlroy has filed a patent for a motorized lawnmower that he says will make the chore a thing of ease. It is powered by petrol or paraffin, which heats up boiling water into steam that runs a contraption and allows the spinning blades to slice through the grass. McIlroy said his invention means that on a hot summer day, a man can clear his lot easily, pushing the machine around as it billows out steam and slices each blade of grass effortlessly. Banks worry of crash. J.D. McKnight warns investors. Could repeat panic of 1893. Prominent New York financier J.D. McKnight spoke to a group in the New York Friday, saying that the economic policies of the United States could create another financial panic within the next 10 years. During the Panic of 1893, the U.S. Treasury nearly ran out of gold, prompting McKnight and others to sell the government 3.5 million ounces of gold. McKnight also helped to rebuild Saint Denis after the Civil War, an act that prompted the city to build a statue in his honor. Critics contend McKnight is an opportunist and carpetbagger who has repeatedly benefited greatly from catastrophe and economic crisis. Savages in swamp. Night folk terrorizes citizens. Residents in the bayou are on edge as reports circulate of murders and robberies committed by a stealthy group of swamp dwellers commonly referred to as night folk. Believed to be responsible for the murder of Doris Whitcomb, attacks have escalated as citizens are warned to avoid the area. These elusive swamp dwellers are thought to be a feral outpost of illiterate, interbreeding people living in deplorable conditions devoid of even intelligible speak. Violent, sneaky, and dangerous, they communicate with savage grunts and clicks, and according to one man who fought them off, they behave as savage beasts. Travel is discouraged. New Railroad completed a grand project, Our Manifest Destiny. The final ties were laid and spikes driven to complete the Central Union Rail line stretching through New Hanover. Passengers will be able to bypass the Grizzly Roads and Scarlet Meadows, drastically reducing travel time now with a direct line connecting Cornwall, Kerosene and Tar, and Saint Denis. Freight and commuters will flow fast and freely. The project came with complications, including controversy over missing worker wages and a land dispute. Representatives of towns such as Van Horn Trading Post and Annesburg say the new line will result in the decline of their towns. Civic planners hail the railroad as a new dawning day in American progress and history. The Art of Angling by Jeremy Gill. Lake Sturgeon. Once at a dinner party held in my honor by the German ambassador, I witnessed a rotund woman inhaling plate after plate as if her life depended on it. I remarked that she possessed the culinary conducts of Aspenser Fulvicens. I have no idea what word that is. A joke sadly lost on most in attendance. Me too. Any half-educated man knows that the lake sturgeon is a bottom-dwelling fish with a sizable snout that disturbs sediment and vacuums up small creatures. I recommend using a spinner or a man-made lure during overcast weather. You'll land a fish far more delicious than the Germanic monstrosity you could ever know. Once considered a nuisance finch, they are remarkably delicious. Try the Lanahassee River Delta. I caught and cooked a sturgeon for the King of Prussia there, so my tales of Germans and sturgeon come full circle. Happy casting. Oh, Jeremy. Gonna save so we don't lose progress as per usual. I'm really sorry that there's a lot of moments in this game we do a lot of reading because we get like pamphlet after pamphlet, or there's like a book or two. I think there's a book in the camp that is now available for us to read, so we will be reading that soon. We are not starting this guy's mission yet. Mysterious writing. This is what we want to expect. Alright, let's actually read all this. I think we got that. Saint Denis, he drew the bridge. He's such a good drawer, as usual. I always heard Saint Denis was one of the 7 wonders of the world. If this is so, I don't care much to see the other 6. It's a depressing place that shows you the only thing worse than people is a whole lot of people. I have not ever met a lizard in a suit before, only now that I have, and his name is Angelo Bronte. He is either a salvation or a damnation. This city's strongman, arrived from Italy a few years ago and now knows and controls. everything and everyone. He had not harmed Jack other than feeding him strange food, and Dutch seems to think that maybe we can get something from this oily dictator. Personally, I don't trust him, more than I trust any hungry animal not to try to eat me. But for now, we are somewhat safe and hidden. Whole place gives me the creeps. And the entry we just drew in is, I feed again, the blood of life, the circle has begun.
Excuse me, I'm collecting for the poor.
I will donate to the poor later, I promise. Says every rich person ever. Alright, I'm gonna save one more time. One more time. Trying to decide, do we just want to jump right into the next mission, or do we want to look around for cards and stuff? I think I just want to do the next mission, if I'm being 100% real. But for the next mission, I'm actually going to go shave down the beard that I got. It's very rare I can get the beard this long, this point in the game. So I debate on keeping this long, but I kind of, the next mission has us looking a little bit dapper. So I actually want to make him look to be in good standing. A real gentleman. Nice. See.
You lose the scissors in your house?
Yeah,
Grab a seat,
unfortunately.
let's get to
We
work.
grew it this long because we were doing the gambling challenges. In my defense. See, I was planning on it being like this length, I think, in my outfit system. Let me see here. Just kind of curious what I wrote down. Oh, hair system. Oh, it's a hair system. Yeah, this is kind of what I thought it would get to at most. But we're going to shave it down to this and hopefully get it back up there before we change it again in this chapter. I think we're going to change it twice in this chapter to a certain mustache for a mission, and then also just like back to the regular, just normal beard. Like, this is a chapter we switched to it being back to what it is usually, and we stop having fun a little bit with the special looks and everything. And if that makes you sad, I understand, but I made the system to be consistent and to eventually return to that, just because, you know, I want the iconic look of Arthur.
Okay, girl.
What do you want with me? Look out!
Hope you're not in the mood to repeat past behavior.
All right. I see.
What do you want?
Easy now, partner.
Pardon me?
I'd like a room, please.
Okay, my apologies. Just head upstairs when you're ready.
You know what? Let's grab this cigarette card since we're here. And then, is that...
the air like this, don't you think?
What is that? Player piano?
That's that, I suppose. How much it is? Well, then, you just let me know if I can do anything for you.
Sorry, I was just marking it down that we got it. Like as I do.
Close shop. Seems these savages cannot spot quality.
C'est la vie.
Man, the lighting in this game really makes it look amazing. I really don't think the graphics are slightly better than games that came out of it at the time, you know? Like, it does have detail, but I think what really makes something look real is if the lighting looks real. You know? I just think the lighting is phenomenal. Like, there's, like, I know sometimes the shadows don't always match up, but, you know, it's still pretty good. Alright, We're about to exit Saint Denis, and if I remember last time I did this, I got absolutely decimated by the ambush there. Sorry I have so much pre-knowledge for the next few parts, probably, but I recorded this type of content like 3 times in a row.
Here comes the big bastard. Get in position. Now! Open up the...
Did I get him? Did I get him? I think I got him. Okay, good.
Henderson's killed! Maxim's down!
You could have just hold still. I didn't have to kill your horse. I was aiming for your head. Well, I'm just glad my horse is alive at least. I'm sorry I killed that horse. I feel bad about that. I was aiming for that guy's head, though. In my defense. Yeah, last time I played this when I was recording when I was having issues and stuff, I came out, forgot that they had a Gatling gun for this part. Like, I thought it was just like any other ambush, and I was paying attention to one of the guys on the side, and I got destroyed. Which I think is a part of the experience. It's supposed to be like, you're never safe, but... really caught me off guard, that's for sure. I wonder if we can, don't mind me just, you know, looting some dead bodies. Can we use this? I really wish we could use this. Can we? What? We can't? No! Oh, that sucks. That sucks. I don't know if you can sell this. Kind of curious. Let's see if we can take it to what's his nuts. It doesn't look like it. Like it doesn't look like it at all. Because usually the symbol's there. Yeah, let's take it back to camp. Aww. You're telling me I can't even, like, take this to an enemy camp and use it to destroy them with it? That's kind of lame. Kind of forgot about that. Alright, well, I'm not going to start the mission at night. I don't want to do that, so... we're going to go and sleep it off.
I made a fool of myself.
It's a nice place you brought us to, my brother.
Yes. Lovely, isn't it?
Makes me miss freezing to death in the mountains.
Yeah.
I'm a cautionary tale. I know that. The morphine, the whiskey, it's pretty pathetic, really. But I don't pity myself. I hate myself, good and proper, but I don't pity myself. Maybe I do. I don't really know anymore. I had a family once. Sometimes I wish back when I saved Dutch. Rather than saving me back, he'd done the proper thing and put a bullet in my head. Excuse me.
You okay?
Uh-huh.
Evening.
Hello.
Bounty hunter poster for Javier. Se busca por asesinado y traición. Punta orgullo nuevo por eso. Javier Escuela, vivo or muerto. Recompensa $1,000. Sorry if that's very bad spoken Spanish and if it's got like a bad American accent to it. But I figured I'm not going to try to translate it. I just might as well read it as it is, you know.
Hi there.
Always good to see you.
Well, my bed is calling me. Bed being a very generous term for it. Hey, Uncle.
Hello? Hosea?
Hey, Arthur.
Come on! If we're gonna make it to this party,
We sure as shit better clean up a little. So we're doing this?
Oh, yeah. Old friend Dutch Van der Linde's finally showing his true colors. Social climbing.
Old Senor Bronte, that horrendous snake, has invited us to the ball, Cinderella. So my suggestion is we go and get you a gown.
You son of a bitch. We are ridiculous. Utterly.
I ain't never been to a ball in my life. Nor have I, if I am being honest.
I used to quite often. There can be fine pickings.
No pickpocketing. We are here to make real contact.
What kind of contact?
Well, I don't know. We'll find what we can. All I know for sure is we are going to a party at the mayor's house, and the guest of honor is the worst crook in town. I'm sure that we will find something. Okay.
Gentlemen, Luca, I'm afraid the mayor does not allow guns at official functions after last year's incident. Luca here will take you to Mr. Bronte. I believe he is expecting you.
Follow me, gentlemen. This way, please, gentlemen. Senior Bronte will be so pleased that you made it.
We are honored to be here.
That's wonderful, wonderful. Come, this way. What a beautiful evening it shall be. Mr. Bronte is very good friends with the mayor. Good evening, Pierre.
Senor Napoli?
As long as the mayor behaves himself, you know. Mr. Bronte, he has that thing, you know, respect.
Jose, Bill, you join the party. We'll meet you out back after we pay our respects to Senor Bronte.
Come.
We'll meet you out in the balcony when you're done.
Ah, the angry cowboys, you've arrived. And you've washed per la prima volta questo mese, senza dubbio.
This is quite a party you've invited us to.
Yes, quite something. Although I'm not quite sure what.
So, this is Saint Denise High Society.
Yes, apparently so.
And all these people, these are friends of yours, Senor Bronte?
No, not quite, not quite. But they certainly are afraid of me. Like that one. See that wretch? He's the mayor. Henri Lemieux. He'll do anything for $1, and I mean anything.
Politics is a foul business.
Yes. Oh, and that one too. That is Alberto Fusar. He owns a sugar plantation out on the island, and he comes here to whore and despoil himself. Oh, and that is Hobart Crawley, a Confederate major in the war. I mean, a hero, they say, but that is his very young wife. I mean, a young mistress, that's the natural order of things, yes, but a young wife, it's unseemly. Oh, the Redskins. I have no sympathy for them, because whoever is stupid enough to get tricked by the Americans, no, they get what they deserve, huh? Yes, and a letter to the mayor. Oh, yeah, that'll save you. And that is Hector Fellows. This self-righteous newspaper man. Maybe you will kill him for me one day.
Well, we're not paid killers as such, not in cold blood anyway.
I did not know you were so particular that you wouldn't help a friend.
Oh, I'm willing to help in any way I can, within reason.
I'm going to pretend to understand what that means.
I meant no offense, sir.
None taken. None taken! All these vulgar people. They hate me. Non vedo l'ora di guardarti morire.
Well, it has been wonderful conversing with you, but I can tell that you are very busy, and I won't waste any more of your time.
Yes, yes, yes. Go, enjoy yourselves, and mingle with this vulgar scum. It'll make you long for the days when you could shoot each other and screw cows out on the open range.
Those sure were the days. Good day, gentlemen.
Good day to you. But before you go, what exactly are your plans here?
Well, we've not made any... Well, we are going to need some money.
Money, yes, of course. But there's money at the trolley station. They keep a lot of cash there in the day. Now, I could not involve myself in such matters. But you, as a guest, yes, as my guest, bah, do it, huh? Okay, good day, gentlemen.
Goodbye.
Ok, ragazzi, adesso il vino buono.
I'll show you to the party, gentlemen, if you'll kindly follow me. Gentlemen, enjoy your evening and welcome once again to Saint Denis. Ciao, ciao.
Gentlemen, let's go ingratiate ourselves.
Easy.
Okay. Go find the mayor if you can and stay out of trouble. And steal nothing unless it's information. Of course. Jose, you go find us someplace to rob. Bill, go make us some new friends. I'm gonna find out if old Cornwall and what's his name, Milton, knows we're here. Gentlemen, be well.
Good evening, sir.
Ah, get me a bloody drink.
Champagne, sir?
A small one. Just big enough for me to see.
Modern art is all very well, but my daughter could do better.
Oh, you're not such a Philistine as all that, Marie.
No, I am quite that much of a Philistine. Besides which, Monsieur Châtenay, he is a two-bit charmer, only the most foolish of
Time. What a total bastard. I found him delightful. In that French sort of way. He reminds me of someone in a book by Balzac.
Would you like some champagne?
Of course. Thank you, sir. You are quite the gentleman. Clearly not from this swampy hellhole.
Thank you. Thank you.
Ladies, I'll see you next week.
I need to go and sit down and have a little rest. I'm just gonna... Is anybody listening to me?
From history, you fool! Women and men both deserve to decide the future. This is meant to be the land of liberty.
It really is a beautiful hat.
I got it from Mr. Wasp. He's the finest milliner in the state and quite the most interesting purveyor of the exotic. But don't tell anyone, sir. The women here are all desperate to know. Burying your head in the sand again, sir.
Can I help you, sir?
Just what do you think you're playing?
You French, sir?
Sort of. Originally. I'm from Quebec, but I left many years ago.
I came down from New York for a job. I'm a banker.
A banker?
You okay?
Oh, my lord. The pesky nut. What a way to go, eh? Oh, thank you, sir. Oh, yes. Thank you. Algernon Wasp.
Hello? Tacitus Kilgore.
Hello, Mr. Kilgore. No, what is it that you do?
I'm an adventurer.
Oh, Me too. Pursuer of the exotic and the remarkable. An aesthete in this land of commonplace heathens. My card, sir.
Considered Lemoyne National Bank.
Pay me a visit in my atelier. I must just go and purge. I intend to stay thin until I pass away. Good evening.
Bank could finish us in a bad year.
Algebrin Wasp, purveyor of the exquisite, rare and precious items bought and sold, Road de la Diligente, Mansion District, Saint Denis Lemoyne.
Trade banks with us. We work with all the remaining cotton growers in the U.S. who still use a lot of cash, and we help finance half the reconstruction projects after the war. We love big clients, and we love cash. Our branch alone here in town has more cash reserves.
Glass of champagne, sir? Can I interest you in a glass of champagne?
This is quite a town that you have here, Mr. Jameson.
Oh, I don't live here. I was here for the poker.
Oh, you play?
It's my weakness, my worst vice.
Perhaps you should have it whipped out of you like you advocate whipping the sin out of others.
Not whipping, sir, working, and besides, my vice is between me and my maker. Keep winning.
Every gambler says that, Mr. Jameson.
Yes, I know, but like I said, the next big tournament, which I will not be attending, is for a game too rich for my blood. I may be a knave, but I am a sensible knave.
Is that so?
Oh, sure, I'm not a wealthy man. I run a prison. The old riverboat tournaments are for card sharks and rich fools. A really big stakes game attracts oil men and such, like, from all over. My pockets are not deep enough for that.
You are a wise man.
I'm a conservative man, at least.
The fact is, since the war, the government has done an awful job of preserving law and order, Mr. Jameson.
I agree, Major. We're doing the best to remedy that failure. You know, my friend works in the Caribbean. He faces real rebellion. If we don't act decisively, we will endure the same here, and all of this, all these garden parties and civility, they will be doomed. I believe in civilizing the masses, sir. But the first order of civilization is order, law, and order.
I agree.
Without law and order, we will have anarchy.
But with too much law and order, won't we have dictatorship or worse? Monarchy.
The law should be a dictator. That is the American way.
I thought the American ideal was liberty.
Sure. Liberty under the law.
Very interesting.
Major Crown, Mr. Chambers, I must go speak to someone first.
How was the show? I heard you went.
Outrageous. These dancers, well, if that's French culture for you, sign me up for French lessons. Oh, would you like tickets?
What?
This cabaret show at the Theater Rallure. It's jolly fun.
Yeah? Sure. Thank you very much.
My pleasure. Good evening.
Well.
It ain't complex, MU. And only an idiot like you, buddy, would try to make it so.
I will not deny idiocy, sir, but perhaps now is not the time.
Typical pansy.
You are drunk, Ferdinand.
I'm not drunk, you fool. But this man loves darkies.
Hey, you are pretty drunk. Yeah, what say you and me cool off?
Get your hands off me.
Come on, sleep it off. Sit down and calm down. Count to 1,000. Then you can rejoin the party.
Bonjour.
Thank you, sir.
My pleasure.
Henri Lemieux. I hope you're enjoying my party.
The mayor.
Allegedly.
There's quite a place you got here.
It's not mine, and the city is horribly in debt, but we can still put on a good show. Do you know Evelyn Miller?
My lord. The writer?
Well, we seem to have another deranged drunkard on our hands.
Shall we?
Oh, my lord, they're fantastic.
Excuse me, pardon. Monsieur, please. Mr. Cornwall was quite insistent, I'm afraid. He shouted down the telephone for several minutes.
Mr. Cornwall is a horse's ass, and a bad horse.
I'm very sorry, sir.
It's not your fault. I'm a fool for trusting him. I'll come in silent in a minute. Let me enjoy the fireworks.
Of course.
Did he say something about Cornwall? Yes. Find out what. Sure.
No problems? Everything's fine. We have the place well secured.
Good. Mr. Bronte has a habit of wandering about and reading whatever he likes.
We're watching him and his men like hawks.
Thank you, Mr. Terry.
Is everything taken care of? The telephone, it keeps ringing.
The mayor said he will sign later.
Marie! Marie! Find that little reprobate Jip and beat him. I will not have standard slip in this house. Have you lost your mind? I said, have you lost your mind? Come here. Come here. Look at me. Look at me. Who do you think you are? This area is not meant for the likes of you. You know this. The standards in this house are slipping. This is a final warning to you, miss. A final warning. Now get out of my sight.
Letter to Angelo Bronte from Mayor Lemieux. From the Office of the Mayor, City of Saint Denis, Lemoyne. May 1899. Mon cher Angelo, yet again the city is in debt to you and I am flabbergasted by your generosity. The magnificent gift you provided will prove to be a cornerstone in our financing of our dream of establishing a world-renowned university in our city. We are now well on our way to the funds necessary to found both the Divinity School and the Humanities College. Future students in Lemoyne owe a great deal to the vision of men such as you. I am forever grateful. Your friend, Henry Lemieux. Donation, huh? Is there anything else I can take in here? I don't think so.
Mr. Leviticus Cornwall. Top secret. Extremely confidential. Very interesting. Find anything? I think so.
Nothing. This town is a waste of time.
Maybe not. Arthur? Gentlemen, I think we're done here.
What did you find out?
There's plenty of money moves through here, of course, and I think I found out how we can grab some of it. A big bank. Real one, I mean. But not yet.
A city bank?
Maybe. And a stuffed one. If we're gonna leave, that could be the one thing we need.
There's also that trolley car station Senor Bronte told us about, and I heard about a high-stakes poker game. Come on. Here comes Lenny. All right, let's get in. Go home.
I ain't never felt so awkward in all my life. All them folk all so pleased with themselves. Oh, high society's pigeon shit. If you ask me, it's more like torture.
Well, that's sort of the point, isn't it? Let the people torture themselves.
Here's them papers I took.
Anybody see you take this?
I don't think so.
I might have an idea. Let me think on it. Interesting times.
I guess. So what's next? Dancing lessons? Deportment?
More along the lines of armed robbery. Jose is handling reconnaissance on the bank. He and Abigail are gonna run some distractions, see how the law reacts.
Good.
Oh, and I spoke to Evelyn Miller. Fine man. Here helping the Indian chief we saw.
Yeah, I met him too, with the mayor.
He's lobbying officials in Saint Denis on their behalf. Maybe we could help.
Maybe.
Now, I think there's a lot of money on the riverboat. A lot of money. And Trelawney, he's investigating for us. He says to meet him at the Taylor's.
Okay.
One big score down here, Arthur, and we disappear. We are almost heading home.
Where is home?
I don't know. Exactly. But I can smell it. I'm gonna go investigate this trolley thing old Bronte was talking about.
Okay.
The Gilded Cage. We got gold on it. Awesome. Yeah, sorry I didn't do a whole lot of talking in that mission. For cutscene-like, story-driven missions, I tend to not like to talk as much over stuff. You know me. But that's one of my favorite missions in the game because of the fact it's like so unique from the rest, and it's like one of those like mostly cutscene missions that deserve to be that, you know? Like, it's good to have a story mission that's like that once in a while. You know what I'm saying? But like, it has to, like, the game has to earn that sort of style of a mission in between other stuff, you know? Spice it up just a little bit.